Okay, here's the first meeting. Um, it's a live meeting. This is the first technical analysis meeting for the page group. Okay, so basically, the first thing about technical analysis is simply trying to predict the markets from the charts. Now, I believe that everything on the charts reveals what's going on in the market. Okay, now, oftentimes when we started off with trading, we traded only fundamentals, and as you all know, you're going to lose a lot of money trading off fundamentals. If fundamentals prove to be true, then it has to reflect on the charts. If they're buying, you have to see series of green candles. If they are selling, you have to see series of red candles. So, like I always say, um, fundamental analysis is the rehearsals done at the back of the stage, and technical analysis is the real show. I don't know if you understand. So the very first step of having an absolute mastery on technical analysis is your ability to use the four tools in technical analysis toolbox, which are your drawing tools. You can see here, this is your drawing tools. This is one of your drawing tools. This one is suitable for drawing trends. How do I define the trend of this market? Assuming I'm a newbie, I can use my drawing tools. So how do I do that? I go to a higher time frame to have a clearer picture, or rather a bigger picture of the market. So let's go to 4 hours. Okay, now we've gone to 4 hours. We try to pick a low. By the way, we have to zoom a little bit depending on the kind of trader you are. You can see my previous trend line. It indicated that this market is still on an uptrend. By the way, when I say 4 hour time frame, it simply means that each of the candles represent just 4 hours. Okay, each of the candles represent 4 hours. This is 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 4 hours. Okay. So how do we define the trend of the market using drawing tools? You take up a drawing tool. You click here, and you have series of tools. You go to your trend line. It is specifically for trend line, and you try to define. You go to the least point. You choose a point in the lows and try to connect it. Try to connect it as many touches as possible. The aim of doing this is for you to have many touches as possible and not just doing it. Okay, this will be a perfect. This will be a perfect trend line. Okay, so when you're done with this is a trend line. You understand that this market is in uptrend. Okay, now any decision you make as a trader will be based on this trend, and you can understand that this trend was broken somewhere around here. Now you should ignore that for let's say a more accurate analysis. That's one. And the second most important tool, or even not the first rather, is the one you use to draw support and resistance. How do you do that? You zoom in the candlestick, the charts, you zoom in. So you go to this point. sorry, drawing tools, you go to geometric shapes. This is, by the way, the fourth tool on trading view. Then you go to rectangle. You use rectangle. You try to map out the areas of much actions, or as it's been said, the area of much resistance or much support, or areas that has more activities on the markets. And these are oftentimes your support and resistance. Think of support like something holding the market, not a fall. It is supporting the market, not a fall. Then think of resistance as like a force pushing the market down, not to grow. That's a simple analogy of support and resistance. So ideally, my first line usually this is an uptrend. So I'll start from this point to map out the resistance. There is no specific way to do it. Just do it right. The more you see areas of confluence, areas of much actions, you just have to draw this area. This is not a line, it's an area. So trying to draw a line, it will make it more tight for you to get that area. So this is my first area, and this is area of support. Let's count how many actions you're taking on this particular area. You broke past here. This 4 hours. You can't hear one. You can't hear two. So you can see the candles. You can't hear three. It broke past, bringing a wick, and also came back. You can't hear 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. These are 15 areas of actions. Okay, so you can also go draw on the second level of resistance. You can see at this level you have a lot of actions also. Okay, let's just stop here. So let's try to count the numbers of actions. You have here one. You can also take this down for it not to be that tight. Okay, you can't hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up. And this is it started as an area of support for this candle. There is 8 areas of actions. 8 areas of actions on the 4 hour charts. Okay, so you've gotten this. The next thing you need to do, using a bigger view of this chart, you try to map out the areas of support. By the way, this can also extend. Now you're not seeing anything here. Well, I guess this is Ethereum. The last time Ethereum was at this level, it was so many months back. Okay, we have one here, which is almost the same thing we drew. We have one here. Okay, there is an important area there. Okay, so there's one here. And the next one you're going to have. Now you're doing this from the bigger picture of Ethereum. So this will guide your decisions in the market. As you can see, there is one here. Okay, draw it to the last and don't make it that wide because this is 1 day time frame. So if you check it on lesser time frame, it's going to be that wide. So we've gotten two. Let's take another one. At this point also we have another area of more actions, the area of support or resistance. Okay, okay, okay. So we can also take this to close that's a time frame to know what we're trading. Okay, so we've come to 4 hours. We can be guided on the next resistance to the next support for this with our 4 hours. So checking on these 4 hours, we can assume an area of resistance here, a very tiny area of resistance. Okay, we can assume one here. That's the more reason it got to this point. By the way, there is another one here. It got to this point and has rejected to this point. This wouldn't be seen clearly on higher time frame. Let's draw it and let's see the magic. Let's assume we're using a line. Okay, let's use a line. There's one here. Okay, there's another one here. There's another one here. Okay, let's verify this on a lower time frame. Let's say let's go to 5 minutes. Okay, here's it. In 5 minutes, you see, you didn't get past this first line without a pullback. Okay, it got to this point and then get back, rally down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and cut down again. And that's the more reason it has come to this place and it's coming down. There is a resistance here, as there is one here. Between these two lines, there are areas of resistance. So now you notice in this market, this is likely going to fall to the next point of support, okay, which is at this area. That is 653. Now, if I am trading, I would have gone short on this with my knowledge of technical analysis. I would have gone short from this, even from this point, using this point. That will come lately. That will come later, rather. My explanation on that will come later. So, when I say something like this, I'll be expecting to short the market, shorten the market to this first point. And if it broke this resistance, then I'll be expecting one pullback. Okay, it might actually test then go back, and that's a counter trend reversal. It's your strategies. Okay, I think I've explained more about using of drawing tools. What is a trend channel? A trend channel is simply um, two lines keeping a coin in a channel. Let's say we're done with this. Let's say we're done with everything about that. So let's say we want to do that of trend channel. For trend channel, we can say, okay, this a very good point to start with for the trend channel. We can say, okay, here, point A, okay, I just have to do it back so you guys don't get confused about it. Okay, I want to draw a trend channel. This is 5 minutes. I just want to know the channel that Ethereum is going through. Okay, let's I pick a point here. Okay, we're looking for the place, the area of more touches. It's just a channel is simply something like an addition of an uptrend and downtrend. By the way, drawing from lower highs gives you the support, okay? Then higher highs, no, drawing from lower highs rather gives you a downtrend, and a downtrend is easily drawn from top to down. Then for that of uptrend, it gives you higher highs. Then you draw from down to top. So for this channel, we can also use this one as a second one. We're just trying to map out an area at which Ethereum has been traveling. So let's just assume this is not drawn properly. But let's just assume this is what I'm saying. So this is gonna give you a guide on what you need to do. Combination of trend lines, trend channels, and support and resistance. It's gonna give you a very good drawing tool for a trade setup. Okay. So I think I'm done with drawing tools. The next thing, the next tool and toolkit of technical analysis is nothing other than candlestick patterns. Your ability to interpret and not memorize, interpret each candlestick gives you a very good understanding of the market. Like I've been in the stage that I can predict the next candlestick. That's a level of consistency you have to get to. I think I'll have to do a video for that one. All these candlesticks, they have names, but the names are not as important as understanding what they mean. Okay, let's start from this point. From this point, okay, let's start from this point. This is called a hammer, okay, and the color also has a role to play. The color being red hammer still signifies that the bears are pressing the market regardless of the bulls pushing up the market. The candlestick, by the way, is it's just about a kind of toggle of war between buyers and sellers and all that. What this means is that this candlestick was a full red candlestick to this point. Then the buyers pushed up, up to this point. It opened again with this candlestick moving down, and the buyers also pushed it up to this point. Candlestick has two aspects of it. You have highs, lows, open and close. It's very important you know it. When you know the opening points of a candlestick, you know the highs and you know the lows. It gives you an advantage in reading candlesticks. Okay. So for instance, let's take a candlestick. This candlestick is called a bullish engulfing, like it overshadows the previous bearish candlestick. Okay. So what this means is that as a green candle, it opened here at the top and closed here. Okay. The whereas for a bearish, this one is bearish. What this one means is that from this point of being bearish, okay, down. Okay, let's explain about this one. This one is also good. It means that this is bullish. It opened here went up all the way up to this point, and the BS said no, we need to take the price down, and they sold to this point, sold to this point, sold also to this point, and the bulls said no, it's time for us to buy. They bought up to this point. That's why it's from this one, and the open is here, and the close is here. Okay, so simple with this. This one is a bearish candlestick. It obviously started from this point. Wanted to start from this point to go upward. The bull said no. They press it down, 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 down to this point. Then the bears pushing up the price up higher. They pushed to this point. Okay, so that's it. That's how you understand candlestick. And each of these candlesticks affects the next one. The ability to predict the next candlestick by the previous candlestick gives you an advantage in the market. Like it's like you know that this candlestick, the chances are it's going to go up or down. I'm going to place my trade. Like this one, I predicted something. I said it's going to go down to a certain point, and that point might has been triggered. That was 5 minutes chart, right? How do I know about it? I've understand the structure of this market. I've drawn my lines and I've understood what each candlestick represents. So it was what was that point? I said it's going to get to a certain point. So that's it. Try to understand the candlestick. I'll give you a detail about candlesticks. So the next two you need to master is structure. It's probably one of the um, most important thing. Okay, because you can't trade off like I myself. I've gone into the level at which I can trade off a single candlestick by just watching at the charts, not even necessarily drawing support and resistance, trend line, and all that. I've just gotten to master everything about technical analysis, and I'm also improving myself on it. So the best thing to trade, you trade structures, not even indicators. Okay, when you trade structures, you know that there are multiple structures of the market. It is shape of multiple candlesticks. You've heard it said head and shoulder, double bottom, double top. Once those structures are being formed, chances are similar actions repeat itself. Let's take something. Now, if you see a double top, you should be expecting a drop down in the market. Let's say this is the first top. It gets to this point. It gets to this point. It goes up higher. Now it has gotten you a double top. So an experienced trader will say, I'm looking for short opportunities in this market due to the structure of the market. You understand? That's an added advantage. There are multiple structures. I will give detail in each of these things I'm trying to explain. And also, by the way, this is an introductory class. And also we have um indicators. Indicators are in some ways lagging because they take all the activities from this market and put it under a programming code. Once these activities that started happening, it will start reflecting on the code. It will start reflecting on the indicator. Okay, so indicators are lagging. If you can read off what indicators can do, you can also do some certain things to some certain levels. Okay, so I just want to recap. We've said some certain things. The things to master about technical analysis are very simple. If you master how to use, if you master how to use your drawing tools, how to read a candlestick, and how to read the chart patterns, and also how you can also use indicators in the right way, you'll be a successful trader. So you can see the coin going down. This is Ethereum. If I'm trading this with my leverage and my strategy, I would have been in cash, and that's the reason. That's the reason you see me making more, making more trades and more winning trades, by the way, and all that. Because I trade off technical analysis. I don't pay attention to the news that much. Okay, because if the news say Ethereum is going to dump, I must see it on the chart. Yes, what they say is true. I wouldn't want to focus on who said and who didn't say. So that's it. So the aim of this class is for us to master how to use the tools in technical analysis. Thank you.